Welcome to another how-to review. Today, we're talking about El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, and simultaneously, we're going to show you how to make
crystal meth.
Hey guys, it's your hosts, Nick and Andrew, and we're not actually making crystal meth, I'm sorry to say, but we
Not
are...
on camera, at least.
Not on camera. That's a side hustle that me and Andrew do. Obviously, we can't film it for legal reasons, but what we are going to do for you is we're going to film ourselves making something that will hopefully have the same intoxicating effects of crystal meth. This is a drink called Crystal Blue Persuasion, and I'm going to show you how to make it while we give our first thoughts and impressions on the new Breaking Bad movie that came out called El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie.
Well, I'm glad they clarified.
Yes.
That there.
Well, nobody wants to watch a movie about something, about a car. I mean, maybe multiple cars, yeah, but just one car?
A single car. Or Herbie the Love Bug.
That's true, but there was also other elements, to my knowledge,
Okay.
that made her.
Well, what did you think of this movie?
Well, I'm gonna say that it was probably unnecessary, but at the same time, I'm glad it exists. If that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think?
The exact same thing.
Right.
My plan was to actually ignore it, like not acknowledge its existence up until you pitched the idea of this review, because I didn't want to think about it. Like I was content with letting Breaking Bad dog just letting it lie.
Just sort of let it end on a more ambiguous note.
Like there was a lot that could have gone wrong with this. There was a lot that could have gone wrong with it. Like it ended up being a really solid movie.
Right.
I don't have any actual major complaints about it.
That's true.
Like on a technical level, it's just I didn't need it to exist, so it's really hard for me to feel like any type of
now
passion.
Real quick before I retort, first, what you're going to add to this cocktail is something called Kinky Vodka. I think it's vodka. This was recommended to me as the foremost blue liquor at the local liquor store. And I've never tried it, but I like the name. And I like its color. The shade of blue is actually very, very nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing.
The equivalent of one shot, it looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
Just put a little more. And let me say, Andrew, that the only...
So he's gonna do 2 shots.
I am. We're going ham in this motherfucker tonight. We're gonna show the people that we are worthy of taking up the mantle of Walter White and Jesse Pinkman today. And let me also say, while we're talking about the movie, and by the way, next, pineapple juice.
Oh wow, that's potent. I'm gonna whiff to that shit.
Oh man, Jesus, this is gonna fucking put me to sleep because I'm old. Here's the thing: I was less worried than you were about the movie because I knew that it was Vince Gilligan directing it, and
he wrote it.
And he wrote it,
Yep.
So I was like, this guy knows what he's doing.
It's his baby.
It's his baby. Plus, if he was really bad at extending the Breaking Bad brand, it would have shown itself by now. Because as you know, he also has that Better Call Saul show.
Oh fuck, I forgot about that.
You forgot about it.
I never watched it.
Like
I said, once Breaking Bad ended, I put Breaking Bad behind me.
Yeah. And that's not to say that we don't like it, because you own you own the whole set. And I'm a big fan of it too. And I think people that are pretending that it wasn't good now that the whole edgy male protagonist thing is sort of a little passé. I see certain people writing articles about, was it really as good as we remember? But it was. Yes, it was good. It's just as far as craft goes, I think it's one of the best made television shows of the last 2 decades, at least.
That carries on into the film. There are a lot of really good shots in this. We're gonna keep it spoiler free.
First impressions.
But there's one shot where they're filming in the entirety of an apartment. Someone's frantically, going through it, and they film it from above, sans the ceiling, so you can see each individual room and the dividers. And it was an incredible shot.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful movie.
Next up, Captain Morgan. All right, white rum.
Are you gonna pull the whole thing in there?
I think I am. Bold. Very bold. And as far as how it was shot, it was fairly consistent with the show. So.
Oh yeah, very dynamic.
Yeah.
In the film.
Absolutely. The show is one of the most cinematic shows probably out there, bar none. And I'm gonna just add a little bit more of this here, even it out. What do you think? I have 2 more Captain Morgans in my pocket. Do you think I should?
Well, I need one of those.
All right, so we'll add one more.
Just save it.
Okay. All right.
All right. All the cards are on the table.
All the cards. All right. So let's do this. Oh, open up that sugar.
Yeah, you go ahead and mix.
Yes.
Your hand to the knife there. All right.
Okay.
All right. Now, as far as
where's the top?
The actual story itself, it follows Jesse Pinkman.
Yes.
Following his dramatic escape at the end of the show.
It picks up directly after, which is, if I may interrupt you for just a second, that does lead to some like minor issues that are not really with the directing and the writing, but just the fact that some of the actors look different is a little bit distracting.
When was the last season of Breaking Bad? When that aired?
2013.
2013.
So yeah, and I don't want to call out my man Jesse Plemons because we're both fans of him. We both liked him in Fargo.
My boy's gotten chonky.
He's gotten chonky. He's lived a very comfortable lifestyle. Once you bag Kirsten Dunst, you don't really have to
trying.
Exactly, you don't have to exercise anymore. And it's a little bit distracting when you look at him and he's supposed to be, like the same age as how he was in 2013.
Yeah.
And it's like, unless he managed to do like a dramatic weight gain and weight loss,
Christian Bale.
Yeah, if Todd is doing some method acting on the side, then maybe it makes sense. But otherwise, it's a little bit distracting. He's still good though.
Yeah. Oh no, all the acting in this was phenomenal. Jesse Plemons was really good.
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul. I wanted to call him Aaron Pinkman. That's not his name. He really stepped it up. He does a great job portraying Jesse as this like PTSD inflicted, just really broken down and dejected version of the character. But the old beanie wearing bitch screaming Jesse does shine through on occasion.
His evolution, you get a little bit of that through flashbacks and stuff. But yeah, his evolution through the show is really good. Aaron Paul is just terrific throughout the entire show, and you buy him every step of the way. It's a shame that it seems like the movie career thing isn't going, as well as it probably could have under different circumstances.
Also, this also isn't his fault, but whenever he talked, for at least like the first 20 minutes, I just kept picturing Todd from BoJack Horseman. And then really quick, what you want to do
smell that.
Is
a little sniff there.
Oh, that's pretty good. You want to wet the rim of your glasses here.
Absolutely.
Take some sugar. Sprinkle that. Plate.
Dip it in. Just dip it right in. And keep it going. There you go. Is this one wet?
Red's not very moist.
Should I moisten?
That's fine.
Okay.
As long as they get it at home.
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and pour that bad boy in.
Normally you want maybe a little more of a showy rim glass here, a little more crystallized sugar or whatever, but this for our program will have to do. And what we're gonna do now is pour it and give it a try. Wow, that's not even.
That's very green.
That's green. What the?
Well, I guess yellow and blue.
What in God's name? How did this work? Okay, so.
All right.
Damn. Not quite a crystal blue persuasion. More of a. I don't know.
Swamp water.
Yeah, this is more of a.
It's the green.
Shrek overload.
Money.
Oh yes, the main factor that leads to the downfall of all these characters. Yeah, I might have just. I think I should have just put more of that in. Honestly.
Yeah. You only used 2 shots of that.
I did. I don't know. If I had just a tiny bit more.
I don't think you're gonna change that.
Okay. Look, it's getting a little bluer.
I can't imagine a recipe calling for equal parts mixer and alcohol.
That's so strange. I don't know. here's the thing about this recipe. It exists on like websites that are mostly defunct now, since 2013, and this drink is not really something anyone will ever drink unless they're having a Breaking Bad themed party. Unless it's good. I'm very curious about what it's going to taste like.
So, any more thoughts on the movie?
A couple. If I had one like complaint about the movie itself, like as a whole, it's sort of awkward. The hastily introduced villains that are part of a welding company that is they are sort of retconned into having some kind of personal history with Jesse, and they're not bad per se, but in comparison with like how ridiculously well developed all the other antagonists to Breaking Bad are, it's just a little bit like maybe that could have been done
enough time to really establish like a
right, unfortunately. And other than that, though, I really do think it's solid. I like the fact that we do have a happy ending for this character, who might be the only character in the entire show with any like sort of conscience.
Proper closure?
Yeah.
But, conscience also.
Yeah,
so
that's
the only one to sort of end up with a quote-unquote happy ending.
Yeah, and I think it's well deserved on his part because for the most part, Walt strings him along and manipulates him, and he's
just a goof.
Yeah, he's just a goof. Like he was like he was like dealing drugs and stuff, but you get the feeling that he probably would have eventually gone on to do things that are more close to him, and because he clearly has a thing for caring for children, and he just has a lot of love to give. And I'm glad that this show and this movie finally shows us that he might actually get the chance to give out some more of it.
Yep.
And yeah, that's really all. Oh, I like that Robert Forster was in it. His last role before his untimely demise.
He died the day it came out.
Which is insane. That's always weird. But
yeah. So
hey, rest in peace.
This movie, all about balance. He could have gone too much with the fan service versus not enough connection to the old the show, and there was a perfect balance there. He could have really had problems with the tone. Maybe too serious, not enough levity. He struck it perfect there. Like I said, it is an incredible movie. Anybody who's a fan of the series is gonna love it.
If you haven't seen the series, don't bother. But like, if you have watched it, I think give it a watch. Why not?
You're gonna like it.
And speaking of balance, we probably should have done a better job balancing the ingredients there, so they actually showed up as the color they were supposed to. But alas, cheers.
Cheers.
What do you think?
But I feel like it would have been better if we used less Captain. Everything else.
Less Captain Morgan, huh?
Yeah.
We can try another batch at some point.
Well, all right. That about sums up the first impressions here.
Absolutely, yeah.
We might talk about it a little more down the line. If nothing else, it's inspired me to give the show another watch because it has been a while.
It's inspired me to finish Better Call Saul at some point
too. All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed.
We hope you enjoyed our tutorial.
Here.
And I hope that if you do try this at home, it works out a little better. Maybe a little less Captain Morgan on your end. But otherwise, cheers.
Cheers.